Você chama de terra, mas ela é quase toda água. Não é coincidência que mais da metade de você também seja. O oceano é sua primeira casa. A casa de todos. Tudo começou aqui. Tudo depende daqui. Somos um imenso ecossistema respirando juntos. Um transformando o outro. Assim como a água que molda a rocha, você também tem o poder de mudar o mundo à sua volta. Oceanos conectam continentes. Cada ser deste planeta recebe seu imenso abraço. Oceanos são mistério. Acolhem espécies que nem a ciência conhece. Mais gente esteve na Lua do que em suas profundezas. E é a própria Lua que ensina com sua dança das marés. Tudo que vai, volta. Oceanos são seu espelho. É hora de olhar para ele. Oceanos também são fúria, um retrato de nossas emoções. Somos transformação em estado puro. Ninguém se banha 2 vezes no mesmo oceano. Uma nova onda está crescendo. Não deixe ela passar. Os próximos anos do planeta azul começam agora, hoje mesmo, e dependem de você, de cada um de nós.
Hello, everybody. Bem-vindos, hola, welcome, and many other languages we can have here today. I'm Ronaldo Christofoletti. I'm from the Federal University of São Paulo in Brazil. And it's a big, big pleasure to receive you all here for the launch of the All Atlantic Blue Schools Network. As a researcher, I'm a storyteller. And today, with many colleagues, I will tell you a story. This is a story about love, science, citizenship. This is a story about we all together making a better world. That's possible. And we will tell you this story in 4 steps. First, we will understand what you are doing here. How did you arrive at this moment launching a network of the All Atlantic Blue School? From there, we will move on for the step 2, why to work with schools? And the step 3, why to work with schools and communities? And the step 4, and the most important, what is the All Atlantic Blue Schools Network? What you, all of you that is watching this, have to do with this network? And we will show you that we are all part of this. We all together make this difference. So to tell this story, there are a few things important I want to share with you at this very beginning. First, the event will be in English, but we will have many languages during the event. So every time there comes a message in another language, you have the English subtitle. But you have at least 4 different languages in this event. And this is important. This is bringing the cultural diversity of our Atlantic. So it was by purpose that we request all our colleagues to send us the messages in their own language. Second, please use the chat and interact with us. Tell us who you are. Where are you from? Send us questions. At the very end, we can answer your questions. You also find at the beginning of the chat a link for you to register, to let us know who you are, what country you're from. We want to understand what our audience and the connections we all have together. So this is our event. And as I told you, I will start the first step of our story. And that is to understand What are we doing here? This story starts with the ocean. That ocean we all saw in that video. The ocean that influences our life and the ocean that is influenced by our actions. The ocean, the well-being. That ocean is our main scenario. And where we are bring us what is this network, where it fits. And this network integrates the Atlantic. That's the Our Atlantic Blue Schools Network. And it is part of a bigger movement among countries of the Atlantic. That is the Our Atlantic Alliance. So I will invite you now, let's see what is this alliance.
The All-Atlantic Ocean Research Alliance involves countries from across and along the Atlantic Ocean with one goal: to upscale research and innovation cooperation within the Atlantic Basin, from Antarctica to the Arctic, under the motto, connecting, acting, cooperating. Based on the ideas of co-design, alignment, and use of existing resources, 6 ambitious and long-term collaborative pilot joint actions will be developed, supporting the implementation of the Galway and Belém statements. All-Atlantic Ocean Capacity Development and Training Platform. All-Atlantic Aquaculture Technology and Innovation Platform. All-Atlantic Marine Biotechnology Initiative. All-Atlantic Data Enterprise 2030. All-Atlantic Blue Schools Network. All-Atlantic Marine Research Infrastructure Network.
This is our Atlantic Ocean Research Alliance. But to tell you more about that and to tell you what we are doing here, I would like now to invite the coordinator of this alliance, Sofia Cordeiro, from Portugal, from the FCT in Portugal, and she coordinates all this alliance. So thank you, Sofia, to be here with us. And we are really glad to be part of this movement. And I would like to ask you, what does the Our Atlantic Blue School means for the alliance? How the alliance is going? The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ronaldo. It is really a pleasure to be here with you today. And also thank you to Raquel and to Guadalupe. And it's really interesting to see so many different cultures getting together and partner in a network as this one. So, as you said, I will say brief words on the importance of the All-Atlantic Blue Schools Network Joint Pilot Action under the framework of the All-Atlantic Ocean Research Alliance. Ocean literacy and ocean awareness are key enablers to find the needed solutions for a sustainable use of the Atlantic Ocean resources for the benefit of the local communities. By promoting an integrated political strategy for marine education capable of engaging all sea actors, with the goal of improving the level of ocean literacy in all citizens in the short, but also in the long term, this pilot joint actions is really contributing to the aims of both the Galway and the Belém statements, as well as the United Nations Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. Another very interesting aspect of this joint pilot action is that it will promote citizenship and, as you said, Ronaldo, cultural exchange among Atlantic countries, strengthening the identity of the citizens and the exchange of knowledge among different socio-cultural economic realities. This is key to support the development of a new generation of ocean stewards for the Atlantic Ocean. The development of an intensive plan to collaboratively work with schools and teachers is strategic to involve the education community and the younger generations in a cultural environmental transformation. Among the impacts of this collaborative transatlantic activity, I would like to highlight an increase on the number of students engaged to take action, not only have awareness, but really take action, and we should highlight this, and available to interact and exchange knowledge with other Atlantic students, leading to a cultural transformation co-created with the younger generations. As coordinator of the All Atlantic Cooperation for Ocean Research and Innovation, ANCOR, supporting the implementation of the All Atlantic Ocean Research Alliance, I wish you all the best in making this joint action a reality for the benefit of the Atlantic community. And the last word to the drivers of this activity. Thank you on behalf of my daughter, my nephew, my future grandkids, and all the remaining Atlantic community. So let's connect, act, and cooperate. These are key words for a sustainable use of the Atlantic Ocean. So thank you very much, and I wish you a great session today. Thank you, Ronaldo.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you for putting this alliance together. Thank you to bring everybody together. And in your name, I also want to mention here, so in this alliance, we have, as we saw in the first video, different areas from infrastructure, research, here, the schools, and this one, we are in what we call a working package in that alliance that is led by Ciência Viva from Portugal, and I would like here to acknowledge all the coordination of Ciência Viva, Ana, Vanessa, for all the support that allow us to come here, as well as all the partners from the Alliance and the CONFAP in Brazil and the Ministry of Science, Technology, Innovation and CNPq that give us the support. We start here with 15 countries in this All Atlantic Blue Schools network. In December, when we first mentioned that approved in the event in South Africa, we were 5. Now we are 15. So it's a huge pleasure to be that. Thank you very much, Sophia. And I also wish you a great event during the week. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then we said about, okay, there is this movement in the Atlantic. And it's also important to realize that this movement in the Atlantic is linked and is engaged with a global movement. It might be from knowledge of all of you that this year we started the UN Ocean Decade for the Sustainable Development. So it's a moment in the next decade where all the worlds will have the ocean science as support for the sustainable development. We have all the countries, all the sectors of the society trying to reach the goals of the Agenda 2030 by the view of the ocean, the sustainability of the ocean. And they have the science as support for this. That's why I told you that this is a story about the ocean, we just learned. This is a story about science. And now we will move on for our next step, understanding. This is ocean and science, but with schools. And that is the next step of our story. And for that, is really, really, really important to understand that we are not doing that never alone. We are always together. I start to tell this story as the coordinator because I share this coordination with 2 other amazing colleagues that will be here with us today. So I would first call Raquel Costa from the Ministry of Sea in Portugal. Raquel is more than the co-coordinator of this joint action. Raquel was the pioneer. She was the visionary with her group that built the Blue School concept. In Portugal, this is implemented for more than 4 years. So she inspired much of the world to this story. And then, Raquel, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. But once you know that we are in this Atlantic movement all together with science within the UN Ocean Decade, I would like to give you the floor to tell us a little bit more about this story.
Thank you, Ronaldo. Hello, everyone. So my name is Raquel Costa. I'm the coordinator of the Portuguese Blue School program. And I will tell you a story as well. So first, why is it important to work with schools to bring ocean literacy in the youngest? Because today's children will be the ones making the decisions in 2030, and because implementing ocean literacy in schools in a structured way will allow them to value, to understand, and to change behaviors toward the ocean. But how can we do this? We asked teachers from different countries of the Atlantic Blue School Network, and the answers were so enriching that we decided to use their voice, because they are the main actors in the school communities, and they give us some answers. So let's check it.
Qualquer disciplina tem como ter o oceano como seu objeto de conhecimento, principalmente num país como o nosso, que está debruçado sobre o Oceano Atlântico. O Brasil tem uma ligação, seja econômica, afetiva, muito grande com as praias. E eu imagino que, não só dentro de ciências, que talvez trate de uma forma mais clara e específica, né, sobre os elementos do oceano, mas a própria questão histórica, né, da parte do descobrimento, a parte de geografia, somente geografia econômica, política, e mesmo na questões de língua portuguesa e arte, já que o Brasil foi retratado tanto por artistas brasileiros quanto estrangeiros.
O oceano aqui é tratado de maneira interdisciplinar e os conteúdos gerados vão para o nosso Instagram, @culturaoceânica, com o objetivo de divulgar informações e conscientizar as pessoas de como podemos estar colaborando positivamente com o oceano, fazendo intervenções como palestras informativas, limpeza de praia, separação de resíduos. As crianças aprendem a cuidar do seu ambiente mais próximo, adquirem novos hábitos e levam essas ideias para a família. Eu acredito muito que essas vivências realizadas atinjam uma grande parcela dos habitantes da nossa cidade e levamos essas ações além dos muros da escola, como exemplo o uso da rádio comunitária. Além do mais, contamos muito com parceiros, como a Universidade da cidade vizinha e o Instituto de Pesquisas Local.
Nós temos uma disciplina de educação ambiental que fala sobre o oceano, mas eu creio que não dá destaque que o oceano mereça, tendo em conta a sua imensidão. É pertinente que haja sempre a tal interdisciplinaridade, tendo o oceano como sendo foco. Porque o oceano, de facto, é algo que merece destaque em relação ao nosso país e o mundo todo.
A participação em debates promovidos pela Escola Azul torna, sem dúvida, os alunos mais empreendedores, criativos. Eles próprios conseguem coordenar-se, ter ideias para ir mais além, que é isso que se pretende. Estamos a educar os próximos e futuros líderes do nosso país, cidadãos ativos e empreendedores, dar-lhes a oportunidade da sua voz ser ouvida, tanto a nível nacional como a nível internacional, que já se deu o caso.
Os desafios que o oceano nos coloca são imensos, em todas as áreas do conhecimento, desde o científico ao artístico, que tanto nos inspira ao mar, como ao desportivo, que tão bons resultados nos tem dado.
E por isso os jovens são cada vez mais empreendedores e agentes de mudança. Na nossa escola o lema é pensar azul. Pensar azul porque nós precisamos de pensar para preservar o oceano, para trabalhar em prol de um futuro comum que depende no oceano. Em quais das disciplinas é que nós poderemos aprender a importância do oceano? Eu diria que em todas. Principalmente se nós tivermos um trabalho de interdisciplinaridade, um trabalho comum, um trabalho para aprofundar determinadas temáticas e não fazer aquilo que muitas vezes acontece, que é um trabalho desgarrado em que nas diferentes disciplinas fazemos coisas diferentes. Não é isso que se pretende. É um trabalho conjunto, um trabalho articulado, com vista ao desenvolvimento de capacidades nos alunos. Quanto mais perspectivas diferentes eles conseguirem perceber e apreender, mais rica e proveitosa será a aprendizagem.
Para nós, Falar do oceano é falar do nosso cotidiano. A nossa comunidade escolar é composta por famílias que dependem desse ambiente preservado. Muitas famílias trabalham na pesca, na extração de frutos do mar e no beneficiamento desses produtos. Além do mais, somos uma cidade turística, onde usamos muito o transporte marítimo para se deslocar, bem como acessar nossas praias.
Para nós, o oceano é de extrema importância. Isso até porque o nosso país é um país no meio do mundo, no meio do mar, no meio do oceano, e daí que é pertinente para nós falar sobre o oceano.
É a partir da escola que se formam as identidades, que se formam as profissões no grupo de amigos, que se mudam as tradições familiares e, no caso do oceano, em Portugal, começa a ser necessário voltarmos às nossas raízes, quebrando as tradições, ou melhor, voltando às tradições que em tempo foram uma grande mais-valia para nós. Não podemos viver de passado, temos que viver de futuro, no que diz respeito à pessoa, ao civismo e aos valores que no mar são exacerbados. O companheirismo, a responsabilidade, a cooperação, a resiliência, a sustentabilidade, tudo isto faz parte do perfil do aluno que se pretende à saída do ensino. Tudo isto é trabalhado na água de uma forma diferente.
Eu digo que o futuro dos oceanos está na mão das futuras gerações, que são, de facto, os nossos alunos. São os futuros cidadãos que vão ter a capacidade de tomar conta e de decidir de uma forma cientificamente fundamentada sobre o futuro do oceano e do nosso planeta. Se a escola azul é uma boa resposta, é a melhor.
They are amazing. But the school community, it's not only about teachers. Students are also active citizens, and from my experience, they teach us a lot. Their voice needs to be listened. So we invited them to share with us some of their opinions. So let's check it.
Aqui na parede nós fizemos uma ilustração de coisas maravilhosas que o mar pode nos dar.
Fazer campanhas de recolha de lixo nas costas.
With the information that we got, I can be able to go and educate our people in our community, and I can be an agent and also help with educating them on how we can recycle and how we can help clean up our environment.
My advice to people is that they shouldn't use, for example, plastic cups or plastic spoons. They should bring their own cups that they are using at home or stainless steel so that they can reuse it. But if they use plastic cups or plastic spoons, my advice is that people should become a group and pick up maybe every morning everything that we call pollution, and that could be my advice to people. Thank you.
Uma oportunidade para poder proteger e falar em nome do oceano quando muita gente não o faz. E visto que ele não consegue falar, temos que ser nós a fazer isso por ele, como podem ver.
Apenas um lixo, apenas uma separação, uma mini dedicação vai mudar muito e você não tem nem noção disso.
So let's make a difference. Let's take care of our oceans. We can start by bringing together a group of students motivated to work the ocean throughout each school year. Then, we must structure the topics to be worked on, to defend and to debate.
We can make a difference by engaging our leaders and policy makers to take drastic actions to save the ocean.
Dear fellow students, make a difference. Educate yourself in order to be able to educate the others. It is not an easy task, but if you contribute, you will be one more in the fight for our future. A blue and immense future. Be blue.
Acho que falar em sala de aula não é suficiente e é precisamente por isso e para isso que servem este tipo de projetos e iniciativas.
Eu acho que não há tempo suficiente para abordar todos estes temas em sala de aula. Eu acho que deveria haver mais atividades extracurriculares a ver com o oceano, por exemplo, desportos náuticos, aulas de natação, visita de estudo.
Studying the ocean in the classroom is absolutely insufficient. The ocean turns out to be a transversal learning, which leaves many loose legs. We need to have more in-depth knowledge in order to be able to debate and defend ideas. The ideal would be to create an option subject, just as there is citizenship.
O oceano também é seu, o planeta também é seu, e você tem que pensar que você pode fazer diferença. Numa mínima coisa, mas você vai fazer diferença.
O conhecimento é realmente a chave para a preservação. Quanto mais a gente conhece, mais a gente quer cuidar, mais a gente quer o melhor do oceano.
Uma garrafinha PET que nós jogamos no mar aqui faz uma diferença enorme lá na Antártica, que é tão longe, e essa mesma garrafinha vai para lá. E isso mostra que, gente, um lixozinho roda um mundo sem a gente perceber.
O oceano é extremamente importante porque o oceano é cultura, o oceano é trabalho, o oceano é oxigênio. O oceano é tudo. Ele é a nossa imensidão que nos cerca. É lindo, é vasto e é incrível.
O oceano é importante para mim porque é a maior fonte de oxigênio da nossa Terra e porque ajuda a regular o clima.
A escola tem um papel muito importante porque permite passar a mensagem a muita gente.
Eu gosto muito do oceano, acho o oceano muito importante porque é um meio de diversão. Eu gosto muito de nadar, adoro natação. O oceano também tem muita vida, tem muito pescado. O oceano é importante para tudo, é a base da vida.
Nós não conseguiríamos viver, muito menos praticar surf.
O oceano é proporcional para o desenvolvimento econômico do nosso país. E como exemplo temos o petróleo, que nele é extraído. E também ele pode servir de um meio turístico.
As algas, elas fazem a maior porcentagem do nosso oxigênio, da fotossíntese.
A importância de uma alimentação sustentável.
Plastic is a problem that affects our marine life.
Plastic is a problem, so we did a beach cleanup.
Acho que o microplástico e o plástico é um dos maiores problemas que estamos tendo agora e vamos ter pela frente se não tomarmos consciência de que temos que mudar, de que temos que começar a fazer pequenas ações para fazer grandes diferenças no futuro.
Temos de dar voz a nós próprios e temos de ter este espírito crítico e de mostrar que temos de mudar e a mudança tem que partir de nós mesmos. Ser embaixador da Escola Azul para mim é algo muito importante, pois sinto-me mesmo bastante orgulhoso e, de certa forma, com alguma pressão, tenho alguma responsabilidade em cima.
Ajudar, ouvir, entender e aprender. Aprendi, defendi, dancei, gritei, ouvi, manifestei-me, chorei até, percebi, quis perceber, participei, sonhei, imaginei, entusiasmei-me, apaixonei-me, encontrei-me e encontrei.
Podemos causar também um grande impacto na comunidade escolar como porta-vozes da literacia dos oceanos. What we really like the most and that makes us truly involved is everything that has to do with debating ideas in a collaborative way. Exchanging ideas and different points of views is really enriching and makes us feel even more united.
Sinto que aumentei a minha responsabilidade, tenho uma enorme responsabilidade e que tenho um papel muito ativo na defesa dos oceanos.
O futuro somos nós. Eu quero tanto fazer o futuro.
So we couldn't show you all the opinions we received, but we share with you some of them that reflect very well what the Blue School will become. We will include all this reflection in our website later. So these were the testimonies of school's community through the voice of students and teachers. But for a true implementation of ocean literacy in school community, we need to involve other essential actors, such as a scientific community, the local community, and the sea sector. Isn't that so, Guadalupe?
Aprendemos todo el tiempo, aprendemos a través de vivir, de experimentar situaciones que son muy cotidianas para todos, para todas. Podemos aprender a partir de leer una noticia en el diario, podemos aprender también a partir de escuchar un cierto anuncio por la radio, una entrevista, podemos aprender a partir de ir a un museo o un centro cultural y tener una experiencia que justamente nos permita repensar algunas ideas previas que teníamos, que llevábamos puestas. En ese sentido, justamente son los museos y los centros culturales uno de los tantos grandes aliados que podemos tener y podemos encontrar para llevar adelante proyectos orientados en, para y desde las comunidades locales. Proyectos como Escuelas Azules. En Argentina, por ejemplo, estamos coordinando el proyecto Escuelas Azules desde el Centro Cultural de la Ciencia del Ministerio de Ciencia, Tecnología e Innovación de Argentina. Y la verdad es que estamos sumamente orgullosos. Estamos dando nuestros primeros pasitos. Este es nuestro año piloto, nuestra experiencia que va a servirnos como primera de una experiencia todavía mayor que esperamos consolidar a lo largo de los próximos años, porque estamos convencidos y convencidas de que es fundamental propiciar espacios para una participación genuina en la cual tanto las comunidades escolares como esas comunidades locales involucradas alrededor de cada una de las escuelas puedan participar atendiendo a sus demandas y problemas locales, pero involucrándose activa y colectivamente para repensar la relación nuestra, la de las personas, con el océano y viceversa. Esta influencia mutua que ejercemos las personas sobre el océano y el océano sobre las personas es el eje que nos orienta a seguir trabajando por una mayor cultura oceánica. As we have seen, facing this cultural transformation that considers our mutual influence between our lives and the ocean is a challenge that involves us all, and it is not a subject that schools and teachers have to face alone. On the contrary, it is important to work together to imagine and create the ocean that we want and the ocean that we need. That is why efforts should be made from different actors, from different sectors. The All-Atlantic Blue School Network recognizes and encourages to work with several partners, NGOs, universities, museums, science and technology institutions, government, and the scientific community, among many others. So the question is, why don't we meet some of them?
Escuelas Azules para el Sistema Científico Tecnológico Argentino es la oportunidad concreta, real y genuina de llegar con los conocimientos científicos desarrollados en nuestro país y en la región a las escuelas de nivel medio. Esto es una oportunidad única que nos permite además el trabajo en red con otras naciones que habitan el territorio atlántico y de esa manera generar las transformaciones que necesitamos para tener una mejor administración sustentable de nuestros recursos marinos. Esto es para nosotros importantísimo, es una oportunidad única y como les decía antes, también nos permite pensar la capacidad del trabajo en red, que es algo importantísimo para este tipo de iniciativas.
Bueno, las Escuelas Azules en Argentina este año van a trabajar en temas tan diversos como la biodiversidad, la soberanía sobre el mar argentino, el consumo responsable de los recursos, temas de contaminación plástica en los océanos, entre otros temas que que los convocan y los preocupan, que las escuelas tendrán que proponer acciones locales cerca de su comunidad para proponer posibles soluciones con impacto en su entorno y soluciones que involucren al resto de la comunidad local. Con lo cual va a ser una oportunidad también para empoderarlos a los docentes y a los alumnos y a las alumnas de las escuelas en la construcción de una ciudadanía crítica y que busca además tomar acción sobre las problemáticas actuales.
Nós da Fundação acreditamos muito no poder transformador da educação para o futuro do nosso oceano. Iniciativas como das Escolas Azuis, que colocam os alunos como protagonistas de ações transformadoras, que unem diferentes áreas do saber, que se conecta com as comunidades do entorno e que principalmente comunica suas ações além dos muros das escolas, tem grande potencial para nos ajudar a alcançar o oceano que queremos até 2030. É muito nisso que eu acredito, na educação como transformadora de ações e que pode ter um grande potencial para nos ajudar a construir uma sociedade melhor no futuro.
São os objetivos que este programa tem, que visa distinguir e orientar as escolas em temas ligados ao mar e a forma e a metodologia como faz, de forma multidisciplinar, agregando parceiros que estão empenhados na literacia do oceano. E deste modo, a Ocapesca não poderia deixar de participar neste processo inovador e criativo de disseminar conhecimento sobre o mar nas suas diversas valências. É só trabalhar com crianças e jovens significa não apenas ensinar, mas aprender e, sobretudo, partilhar. Consideramos que incluir estas crianças e jovens em atividades que podem ter impacto no futuro é um fator de motivação para eles fazerem mais e melhor.
A hora de comunicar e compreender o oceano é agora. Juntos, vamos trabalhar pelo oceano que queremos. Vem com a gente!
The ocean is important to me because it is a source of vast knowledge that is undiscovered, and as a researcher, we work to find out what the ocean holds and how it helps us and why it is important to us.
وعضو الشبكة الوطنية للعلماء الشباب بالمغرب، وفي إطار هذا المشروع مشروع المدارس الزرقاء بالمحيط الأطلسي، أود التعريف بهذا المحيط الشاسع.
بالنسبة للمجال البحري فهو عبارة عن مورد طبيعي وكيقدم خدمات مهمة بالنسبة للإنسان، وفي إطار مشروع المدارس الزرقاء على مستوى المحيط الأطلسي. فإن شاء الله غادي ننزلوا ونوصلوا الرسالة للشباب، لأن المعطيات اللي تتوصل لهذا الشباب في القطاع المدرسي فهي غير كافية أو ضئيلة جدا، وبالتالي في إطار هذا المشروع إن شاء الله غادي نحسوا هذا الشباب على أهمية هذا المورد الطبيعي بكونه المتنفس بالنسبة للإنسان.
وفي نفس الجامعة وفي نفس الكلية كنحضر الدكتوراه ديالي في إطار هذا المشروع ديال Untitled Chapter. باغي نعرفكم أكثر على موضوع الأطروحة ديالي. كيف ما كتعرفوا جميع فالمحيط كيلعب واحد الدور مهم في التغيرات المناخية، وفي نفس الوقت كيتأثر بشدة لهذه التغيرات المناخية من خلال التحولات اللي كتكون ما بين البحر.
One of the big problems we have with pollution in the marine environment is not only does it happen on the beaches, but a lot of the runoff from rivers and storm drainage end up in the ocean. Metals, for example, they will rust and decay and form trace metals and things in the environment that can end up inside of the fish and the organisms. Microplastics are a similar problem. They start as big bottles that don't decompose, but instead just break down into smaller pieces, and then that'll accumulate in the trophic system or in the food web and eventually end up on our plates, which can be quite unhealthy.
Nosso desafio do mar é para vocês. Juntem-se a nós, juntem-se a este movimento internacional, a esta rede internacional de escolas azuis do Atlântico. Se são escolas, vocês vão descobrir o ambiente marinho de todo o Atlântico. Mesmo que sejam escolas muito distantes do mar, a verdade é que o oceano é de todos, o oceano afeta-nos a todos e esta é a oportunidade ideal para vocês descobrirem. Se vocês são parceiros, têm também aqui a oportunidade ideal de dar a conhecer o vosso trabalho, de colaborar com outras entidades ao longo do Atlântico. E é preciso não esquecer, que nós enquanto parceiros e aquilo que nós fazemos com as nossas crianças acaba por nos tornar como os seus heróis. Elas vão beber ao nosso exemplo, ao nosso bom exemplo, e se tudo correr bem, esse bom exemplo irá condicionar o seu futuro.
Juntem-se a nós, vamos levar o oceano mais longe.
We have just met many partners that together with the students, together with teachers and educators, make the Blue School movement real. But now it is time that we ask, what is the All Atlantic Blue School movement? And what should we do to be a part of it? Ronaldo, are you there?
Yes, Guadalupe, thank you. And I think here we come for our step 3 in our story. We heard so many voices. Many in Portuguese, is true, because it started in Portugal, and then came Spanish, Argentina started, and Brazil. We were some countries that already had some movements. But then we start to listen other countries, other voices. What is the All Atlantic Blue School? Listen from all these different countries with movements in different stages, we start to get together. Now what I will show you is what is to be a Blue School, and then what is the All Atlantic Blue School, how it works, and how you are part of this, how you is the essential part of this. So for first to understand what is a Blue School, what is the Blue School concept, I will call the person that created the Blue School, led the creation of this some years ago. So Raquel, please tell us more about the Blue School concept. What is to be a Blue School?
Okay, thank you, Ronaldo. Can you share the screen? Okay. So the All Atlantic Blue School concept, in this case, the All Atlantic, is the result of a long process made with the collaboration of everyone in the All Atlantic Governance Board. With the All Atlantic Blue School, we want to encourage students to become more aware of the ocean by inspiring them to emotionally bond with the sea and to translate their knowledge into helpful behavioral changes. We want to promote critical thinking and initiative in students, as well as an integrated and holistic view of the ocean, using different fields of knowledge in transversal and creative learning. With this approach, we intend to differentiate schools that address ocean issues sporadically from those schools that are committed to engage consistently with our communities to promote ocean literacy. You can, the second image, please. Okay. The ocean literacy framework we adopted in this network combines an ocean literacy multi-perspective approach with the 7 ocean literacy principles, assuming an inclusive and holistic view, something adaptable and adoptable in different geographic, historic, and cultural settings. It is also in line with the objectives of the UN Ocean Decade and with the SDGs 4, 14, and 17. In the last year, we worked to define what All Atlantic Blue School should be, and 3 main criteria emerged as essential. So the criteria every All Atlantic Blue School must fulfill are: explore an issue related to the ocean, choosing a topic that made sense to the students and their reality. The second one, during the project, schools must involve the local community in their actions and awareness initiatives. And the third one, schools should also be part of at least one of the challenge launched by the All Atlantic Governance Board each year. While deciding on the required criteria to become a Blue School, we discussed many other important ones. We encourage each national coordination to embrace as much as possible other criteria according to their educational, social, economic, and cultural backgrounds. I give you some examples. Encourage students to act, to transform knowledge into action, work the ocean in different subjects. Remember that the sea is not just about science or environment. It can be learned through history, arts, geography, economy, or sports. Involve students of different ages working together for the same end, or interact with network of collaborators because they can act as powerful allies in your school. Select Blue School ambassadors among your students, or connect and collaborate with other all Atlantic Blue Schools. Different cultural backgrounds and the use of diverse criteria will result in a diversity of ocean literacy school projects, which will forge a true Atlantic Blue School community. And this is the aim of All Atlantic Blue School. So, Ronaldo, you can keep going.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Because now I guess we all can understand what does to be a blue school means. We started at this point. Let's go back in our story. We started with the Anchor project, that's the alliance among the Atlantic. We decided to work with schools and schools community like Guadalupe presented us. And we have now, at this beginning, 15 countries, from the south to north, South Africa, Namibia, Argentina, Brazil, São Tomé and Príncipe, Cape Verde, Marrocos, Portugal, Mexico, US, Canada, France, UK, and Ireland. And it's open. We know there are more countries that might want to join. And how the Atlantic Blue Schools works, Raquel present the concept. In each country, depend on their reality at this moment, we will start on their own legs. So at the end of this meeting, we will launch for you the All Atlantic Blue Schools Network website, where you can find information about the All Atlantic networks, Blue School networks, but also about each of the countries that are part of this network. Some countries you have a continuous application, some countries are in a pilot year and they are working with some schools. So it will depend on to understand how it is there in the country. Then we as network and we as coordination of this network, we will be promoting an exchange among countries. What a nice moment would be having online meetings or hopefully one day presential among students from Africa, South America, Europe, students that speak different languages, students, teachers, exchanging these experiences, learning together, exchanging our difference of social cultural realities. This is about citizenship, this is about loving, understanding how each of our countries or our cultures related to the ocean. So we will be promoting moments where these exchanges can happen. So to go for our final bit, it is important to listen few messages from two important groups in our story. We heard from the ones that are there in the floor, teachers, students, and collaborators. So collaborators are all the ones, many of you here listen today, NGOs, researchers, decision makers, a citizen that wants to collaborate. I want to do something with a school in my city or in my country, or I want to share something with a school in another country. So you can join us and you can say, what do you want to do? How can we help you to find that other school, that other teacher, that students? But then, of course, for such a big network, the national coordinators, the ones in each country that assume this responsibility to move forward, they have an important part in this. And we have messages from few of them from countries we still haven't heard here today. And also, just after that, we start to come back to our Atlantic Alliance. And in the All Atlantic Ocean Research Alliance, that big project that Sophia presented you, we have the youth ambassadors. The youth ambassadors are youth people, many researchers that are bringing by their voice and their action how important is to have the Atlantic as just one. So, few of national coordinators have told us why they chose to be in this network, and some of our youth ambassadors why to link ages, generations, and why to link with research with the schools.
Bonjour tout le monde. My name is Diz Glithero, and I'm the national lead of the Canadian Ocean Literacy Coalition. I also have the pleasure of serving as the national coordinator of the Emerging Blue Schools Network Canada. And as an educator and education researcher, I'm delighted to help support and grow the All-Atlantic Blue Schools Network. Education is essential to ensuring that current and future generations better understand, value, and care for the ocean and all waterways leading to it. And it's not just education of any kind. Education that's hands-on, experiential, place-based, culturally relevant, and community action-oriented to ensure that young people develop the knowledge, the skills, the passion, and that sense of agency to participate fully in society and help drive the changes and the solutions that we need. And it's not just education in terms of students learning, also teacher education. We need to cultivate strong teachers to help drive these kind of changes. So let's work together. Let's help grow the All-Atlantic Blue Schools Network together by sharing experiences, effective practices, and successes. We can achieve great things.
بحكم تموقع المغرب في الشمال الغربي من القارة الإفريقية، فهو كيتوفر على ساحل أطلسي بطول حوالي 3000 كيلومتر. بالنسبة لي البحر أكثر من مجرد منظر طبيعي، هو مكان اللي كيستحق منا عناية كبيرة. لهذا السبب وبصفتي مدرس وباحث في المجال، جريت عدة أبحاث على السواحل والبحار وشاركت في العديد من المشاريع البحثية. لكن باقي كنشعر بأن هناك حاجة من أجل العمل على تعميم هذه المفاهيم بين عامة الناس وخاصة الشباب اللي هما الأجيال ديال المستقبل، بحيث أنه يمكن الأطفال المدارس إذا تمت التوعية ديالهم والتحسيس ديالهم بأهمية البحر أنهم يصبحوا قادة ديال مشاريع التنمية المستدامة في المناطق الساحلية والبحرية. وبناء على وعينا بالحاجة إلى العمل جنبا إلى جنب مع دول المحيط الأطلسي الأخرى من أجل تبادل الخبرات واختلاط الثقافات، انضممنا لهذه المبادرة اللي هي شبكة المدارس الزرقاء على مستوى المحيط الأطلسي. أولا لأننا كنعيش في نفس المكان، وثانيا لأن المحافظة على البحر واجب علينا جميع. إذا هذا المشروع غادي يكون فرصة مثالية لزيادة الوعي بالأهداف ديال التنمية المستدامة، خصوصا تلك التي تسبق إلى تحقيقها الأمم المتحدة بحلول عام 2030. تنوجه الدعوة ديالي للدول اللي مازال ما شاركاتش في هذه الشبكة، وخصوصا الدول الإفريقية، باش أنها تساهم وتشارك في هذه المبادرة.
Na Escola de Praia Rei, nós estamos a implementar que seja uma escola azul, então para nós é um orgulho imenso fazer parte desta rede, uma vez que a nossa grande preocupação é o futuro desta biodiversidade e acreditamos que partilhando atividades com as crianças que conseguimos que eles se tornem pequenos grandes super-heróis ativistas pela proteção da biodiversidade.
Hello, our good friends from the Americas, from Europe and from home in Africa. Very warm greetings from Namibia. We must be able to work within the framework of sustainable development. which basically inspires us to look at development that is meeting our needs today without compromising the needs of our children and our children's children to be able to meet their own needs. It is therefore so a pleasure for us to join you from Namibia, all our friends in the All Atlantic Blue Schools Network, to be able to work towards saving the ocean fundamentally, and to be able to bring about ocean awareness and ocean literacy. And as we say in Blue Grove, Namibia, we always say that the ocean, or the Atlantic Ocean, is our future. And we shall therefore work with all our friends to bring about a partnership with the people. I thank you.
Hi, my name is Noreen Burke and I work with the Irish Ocean Literacy Network. My motivation for joining the All Atlantic Blue School Network? Well, here in Ireland, we have a passionate ocean literacy community. Our network is made up of individuals and organisations who have a shared vision of an ocean literate society across the island of Ireland. My motivation is to represent this network, to connect with the ocean community throughout and around the Atlantic region, and to identify shared priorities, to become aware of the issues and concerns of others, and to help coordinate how many of our members who work in education, outreach and public engagement can link with others to cooperate for a sustainable Atlantic for the future. As a result of joining the All Atlantic Blue Schools Network, I hope to strengthen the connection between schools and informal marine education programs across the region. But to achieve this, we need you. We need to hear your voice. We need to know about your experiences so that we have people from all around the Atlantic, from east to west, from pole to pole, connected by one ocean.
En tant qu'ambassadrice pour l'océan Atlantique, j'encourage les initiatives comme Blue Schools, car il est fondamental de partager les connaissances sur l'océan avec le plus grand nombre. En tant que scientifiques ou éducateurs, nous avons le devoir de transmettre ces connaissances, car un être humain qui comprend, c'est un être humain qui peut agir pour la préservation de la planète et pour un avenir plus durable. Donc donnons-leur les clés pour comprendre et ils deviendront acteurs dans cette voie.
Eu apoio as escolas azuis porque eu acredito que a educação é a chave para gerarmos uma transformação. Para proteger o oceano, é necessário valorizá-lo, e para valorizá-lo, é necessário compreendê-lo. E é aí que as escolas azuis se tornam essenciais, levando cultura oceânica para as novas gerações.
I support Blue Schools because I believe teaching ocean literacy from a young age will give youth a sense of responsibility for the oceans and inspire the next generation of ocean advocates.
Como científicos, tenemos la responsabilidad de compartir nuestros conocimientos. Creo que empatizando y conectando de nuestras raíces podemos trabajar en conjunto. Pero así también no es posible cuidar lo que no apreciamos y no podemos apreciar aquello que no conocemos. Por eso, como joven embajadora, bióloga y parte de una comunidad, apoyo totalmente las escuelas azules.
I support Blue Schools because they introduce the blue economy to the school education, and this is important to achieve healthy and resilient oceans and waters that are both inclusive and meet socio-economic demands.
J'étais toujours séduit par l'enseignement des jeunes et leur ouvrir un champ libre pour la créativité, motivés par leur curiosité, et aussi leur donner un sens d'appartenance, surtout sur des sujets comme l'océan. C'est pour cela que je suis même motivé partant pour l'initiative Blue School.
That's it. From 10 countries we heard, UK, US, Mexico, Angola, and Cape Verde. They're not here present, but they are here with us, building from the ground. So this is it. We heard from children and students, teachers, youth ambassadors that are at the beginning of the career, researchers, NGO, citizens, civil society, people from art. We heard from the national coordinators. We went from Sofia that coordinated this movement from the Atlantic. And this is all about with us. That's the story I told you at the beginning I will tell you today. It's a story of love. How many voices, how many messages of love did we hear during this 1 hour? How many messages of hope? So it was a story about love. It was a story about science, because there were scientists there. And this is a story about the future, and the future that we all build together. To close this session and answer a few questions we have, I will invite back to the stage with me Guadalupe and Raquel. And so we can, after 2 years of building the network, we have this out today. We have this launch with so many countries, with so many persons. So we have, might be, I'm sorry if I lost some questions, but I'm seeing here 2 more for the end. One is considering always, if you think about the Blue Schools, has the obvious link with the formal education. How will be this link with non-formal education for the Blue Schools, if there is space for the private sector? Raquel, would you bring us some answer on that, please, from Patricia? Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you, Patricia. Yes, sure. We can have the private sector, the industry on board with this ocean literacy program. In Portugal, for example, we have a lot of in industry and private sector working together with schools, and they are doing amazing projects with Coca-Cola, for example, and Doca Pesca, and we have a lot of good experience. So yes.
Thank you, Raquel. And we have one question to Guadalupe. There is, Guadalupe, how do you feel being part of this network?
Being part of this network from Argentina, I think is a huge challenge. We are also developing our emerging Blue School national network. And in fact, I believe that there are many teachers, many students on the other side of the screen following us today. So we are very thankful. We have received so many applications of interest from schools, from directors, and also from many partners that also want to join us in this challenge.
Thank you. So I will take one more questions and then we go for our closing, because there are a few minutes later. But Raquel, there is one question that is linked with it, even with the UN Ocean Decade. So do you believe this network can help us to achieve the Agenda 2030 goals?
Oh yes, of course. Yes. It's linked. It's very close to the agenda. So yeah, of course. We have some news, but in the next week, I think, about the Blue School and the Ocean Decade. Yeah.
Very great. So thank you. And then there is one question that I will do the round of moments, but we will stop on these questions just after Vivian wants. There will be moments for exchange about between teachers and students from different countries. Vivian, that's what we hope the most. Our job here is to promote this. So it will be like the Uber drives or the Uber system. There is a school in Brazil or in Namibia that want to talk with a school in Argentina or a school and we will be promoting this. We will be promoting this exchange and this learning. This is the beginning. This is a process that we do hope there is no end. So yes, we will be promoting many exchanges. Yes, we hope the next year we will meet most of you. We can join groups from the countries. I more than welcome everybody here to Brazil, and then we can share some of these experiences of these cultures, and from that we will move on. That said, I want to go for our final round of closing remarks about this moment, this launch. So Raquel, I would like to start with you. What would be your final message for everyone?
So I hope that more countries will join us in this movement. And I want to thank you to all our students, teachers, collaborators, and national coordinators that make this event a wonderful moment.
Thank you, Raquel. Guadalupe, how about your last words for this event?
Well, I am also I feel very touched for all this event and all the voices we could hear in the past hour. Maybe what I could say to Klaus has to do with remarking the fact that individual efforts are valuable, but the solution is collective. And from the Cultural Center for Science of the Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation in Argentina, we are excited to help developing this All-Atlantic Blue School Network. The commitment needs to be created at all levels, and today I feel responsible to represent a project that counts with public and national support. I also feel responsible for being here today on behalf of many countries, and we are all on the start line, ready to go a step further with our national projects. So my proposal is, let's exchange our best practices, our knowledge about the ocean, and let's create the connections among teachers, among schools, students, educators, and let's work to inspire and to act, to change and to develop the ocean future that we all need.
Thank you, Guadalupe. And so I also go for my final words, saying a huge thank you for everyone. Everybody that was here with us in the last hour watching Exchange, every single teacher, every single student, every single collaborator from any sector of society that is already working with us or want to work with us. You will receive now in the chat the link of our website. We are just launching now the allatlanticblueschools.com website. You can find more information there. There is still information coming. I can tell you that in the next 10 days, it will be much more. For this moment, it is only in English and Portuguese, but very soon it will be in Spanish and French as well. And then we will move on. We are this week in this high-level ministerial event. They are the ones that are responsible for the All-Atlantic Ocean Research Alliance. On Friday now, this network will be presenting for this high-level ministerial representatives. This will be the official moment, the official start, the official launch. Everything is happening. So thank you so much. In our website, you can find the links, you can find the ways to contact us, to tell how you want to join us, to support us. If you're a sponsor, also there is a lot of space for building new activities, for building new things. So thank you as coordinator of the network. Thank you, Guadalupe and Raquel, for sharing this. Thank you for all the national coordinators that trust us, support us, help us, change the collaboration. Yes, Brazilian, as the one that is also coordinating the Blue School Brazil, my Big thanks for the Ministry of Science, Technology, Innovations in Brazil that support to be part of the Anchor project of this alliance. And that's a big step, a big movement. Thanks, CONFAP, for supporting all the administrative steps for it going on. And with that said, I will also make the final launch of this event. That is the animation that the Alliance made for this joint action. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you in many other Blue Schools events.
The ocean influences our lives, and our daily actions influence the ocean. Increasing awareness and engaging society for a change of behavior to ensure a sustainable ocean is crucial. The All-Atlantic Blue Schools Network Pilot Joint Action, AABSN, aims to connect schools from the Atlantic countries to rise and promote ocean literacy and society awareness with no geographical, cultural, social, or language boundaries. All united by the Atlantic in a powerful ocean literacy movement. The All-Atlantic Blue Schools Network will promote a bottom-up process where each school builds its own project based on its socio-cultural economic reality. Linking all schools together will enhance knowledge exchange and create synergies. Any sector of the society can be part of this process, supporting with educational resources, knowledge, ideas, and hereby helping to generate responsible and active generations that contribute to the ocean's sustainability towards the Generation Ocean. So, get involved and help make our Atlantic a better, bluer place for all.